What's up? You're off in God's country with Reid
And Dan Isbell.
also known as a Brothers Hunt, where we take a weekly drive to the intersection of country music and the great
Why are you
outdoors.
whispering?
Two things that go together, like Alabama, North Alabama, and really good, strong Southern names.
Or My Little Short Legs and a 4940.
We need video proof of that.
Brought to you by MeatEater and iHeart Podcast.
It's a funny one. If you've if you've ever heard of Riley Green, he's a funny guy.
Funny. Got funnier than he looks.
Funny guy. That's kind of what I took away from this thing.
Riley Green.
That's right. We had Riley Green on the podcast. Tons of stories. A for real big deer hunter. A for real elk hunter. Like this guy, when he has days off, he goes to the woods and tries to get it done.
He's a woodsman. You can tell even by the way he talks.
Absolutely.
He's been there.
He is in the middle of his climb, it feels like. He's always been around for the past few years.
I don't think middle. I think he's at.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. Like the rocket ship is doing
peaking.
this.
Kid's peaking right
Yeah. Great new record out. Don't mind if I do. Great songs all over it.
Great rider. Great solo rider. Great co-rider.
Yeah. Really good dude. A lot of fun.
Super hot.
Super veiny. He didn't want us to. Yeah.
Yeah, it was enough.
Big biceps.
Forearms though.
Good buddy of ours. We had a lot of fun. It's kind of all over the place, but I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Hey, I know we always we're like follow the follows and smash the smashies. But for real, man, we're blessed to be able to do a lot of cool things and opportunities come our way where they're kind of interesting to follow and we do appreciate your support, but ask you to continue your support and follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel, do all those things, man. We have a lot of fun and would love to bring you along the journey.
And we're gonna be better at it.
Yeah, we're getting better all the time.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace out. Love you. Disclaimer about today's episode. It's going to be great, but I think every person in the chair that you're about to hear on this podcast, in the back of their mind, are wishing they were sitting in a deer stand right now instead of sitting in a chair on Music Row.
Yeah. For me, I'll go for sure. Yes, me. I love Riley.
You're back there today, bro.
This is cool. What?
How you doing? All the way back there.
Am I too far back?
I think you're good. It's just
Mo, am I too far back? You tell me. I don't care. I'm comfortable.
If you want to, you can go in the other room. We can talk
for
like that.
sure.
You
That
can
would
get
make
further
the
away
podcast
from us.
Yeah, we'd probably be number one podcast.
I thought I was just doing it with you, and he was like monitoring from over there.
Oh, that's why you were so mad when you walked in this morning.
Yeah.
It's because you
I
saw
was like,
Dan
I didn't even get both brothers. It's like a brother and a half right now.
Yeah, I'm busy doing something else. You tell me. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
So he's in the podcast too?
Yeah,
He's actually closer to me than you are.
Now.
Can we get him a microphone, please?
Hey, can we get a close up of Dan's?
I love this. This is real professional, tight ship y'all got
turn
here.
around
Yeah.
of Dan's Aeropostale jeans. Right
I've never
here.
been on a podcast that's like established and is going on, and they're like trying to figure out how to do it while I'm here.
Dude, this is a thing.
How are we
man.
supposed to sit? It's like
Everybody
Talladega
says-
Nights.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
I don't know-
sit.
I don't know
during a
what to do
podcast.
with my hand.
You want to stand up?
Everybody says that, actually.
Yeah, Kip Moore was like, "Have y'all ever done this before?"
Yeah, this is cool. I'll tell you what, man. I didn't feel that way one day ago,
Better.
but the cool weather yesterday and today had me getting the itch a little
it's
bit.
rocking.
I
man.
don't get fired up till it gets cold, but this is starting to get there now.
Yeah, man. It was this morning. It was 48.
No, it's 40. No, it's 39 last night.
39.
41 when I woke up at 6:30.
Jeez.
If it's
Yeah,
deer, it
that's
feels
pretty-
like deer season,
It
dude.
was nice to break a sweatshirt out. I'll say that.
I'll
It
tell you
was
that.
until I got in here and the lights hit me, and I'm kind of wishing I'd gone t-shirty.
Well, it's not too late.
It's not. It's never too
I
late.
feel like as I we got kids and stuff now, like days in the woods are not as much as they used to be. I look forward to, because like, bro, before I had kids and it was just like I was single and didn't have anything to do. Opening day, I was in the deer stand. The next day, I was in the deer stand. Every day of deer season, I could try to be in. What's up, homie? I would try to be in the deer stand, but now that I've got kids and time is not what it used to be, cold weather gets me way more jacked now than it used to.
I feel like of all the disclaimers, there was one needed right there where you said, now that we all have kids, I don't have any
Oh,
kids.
well,
so
you
make
don't.
sure
Yeah,
you people
you
at
don't.
home know.
No, I know for a fact you don't have any.
Yeah.
But you're super.
That you know
I
of.
mean, this music as your kid, pretty much. That takes a lot of your time, most of your time.
Yeah. I certainly don't have the time to hunt I used to. It's become just to keep your stuff on the bus, and if I got a couple of days, slip off,
No doubt. If you don't know who that is,
sorry, I'm just kind of waking up.
Those velvety vocals over there. He's real mad that he's here. He found out he was doing this like a week ago and hadn't been looking forward to it the whole time.
I actually didn't even know it was us. I've never had somebody go in and go, "Oh, pleasant surprise."
He said, "This is my excited face."
It was. So what? I mean, sometimes, and y'all know this. Sometimes you go places that you don't really want to go, and sometimes you see people you don't want to see.
I do know that,
but I genuinely like both of y'all.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. As much of a relationship as we can have with as little as we see each other.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a once every 4 months,
and it's always like, hey, show me.
You know what it is?
The biggest deer
it's a very genuine conversation when we do see each other.
For sure,
foundational conversation.
And I will say that's not always the case, even with hunting conversations, because I feel like everybody that I see just goes, "Hey man, you been hunting?"
Yeah,
that's all. That's the common ground everybody finds with me. Is just
for sure.
Hunting?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
A lot.
A little sometimes.
No, I'm just, all right, we'll get there. All right, do the thing.
We've got multi-platinum artist, a mustache rocking, big deer hunting, former college quarterbacking, turkey calling, Alabama resident himself.
You a turkey caller? Okay.
Almost, that one right there got a little closer when I sat down.
I mean, I know you.
And most importantly, my favorite part about you, Carl the Corgi's dad. We've got Riley Green out in God's country today.
CBR.
Let me get y'all, I'm going to get Carl to, like when you go into an old diner, they got like all the famous people that have been there and signed a picture. I'm going to get Carl a little signed picture for your podcast.
We'll hang it up.
I promise we will.
Maybe even right here.
Two of my friends.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, not you, just Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do like a little paw print or something, however.
That'd be sick.
I don't really want your autograph. I want Carl's.
I've actually seen that. We've like, you play a show and they got some guitars and stuff backstage for you to sign. They'll have something for Carl to sign.
Right?
Oh, for real?
You should have brought him this morning.
I know.
Will they paw print it?
Did I sign that guitar already?
Yes, probably.
It looks like me right there.
Yeah, probably. That's the the first time we had that guitar was in Austin, so you signed it.
Yeah, we did
So you can just put Carl's name. You can sign for Carl.
That'd be great. Yeah, just draw little ears. We did iHeart, but we couldn't hear each other. I don't even feel like that was really even a conversation.
No.
And it was like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was loud, man.
It was loud, dude.
It was loud.
We're
podcasting now, though.
We're right in the middle of it.
We're amongst
this is it.
Yeah, this feels good.
You get what you mad at over with?
Oh yeah, we could do that. We write little ditties for our.
We write little ditties that all sound the same.
That's cool.
What is it out of? What you mad at? Just tell us what it is. What you mad at? Is it your in-laws' kids? Might be your boss man or your neighbor's cat. Just tell us what you're mad at.
Damn, that was good.
That was real good.
That's one of the better ones we've done.
Y'all done that before?
No. Actually, I just wrote that on the way in.
That was good.
I'm a little snotty too from the beach.
Man, does beach get you in the fall? A little something?
Well, I usually don't go to the beach in the fall. Usually a little busy.
Yeah. We just both rolled down to Seagrove for a week.
It kind of worked out. We were in Santa Rosa for a week, and then Luke was doing his bootlegger bonfire thing, and we went over there, and they had some songwriter stuff that we played over there. And yeah, I don't know what was going around, but my whole family's got it.
Mine did.
Little congestion thing.
Thanks for having me here with y'all's sickness from the beach.
I'm pretty sure I got strep.
So I just kissed you right on the mouth.
So glad.
I thought you were going to.
Glad you got stressed stuff all day.
Don't say I won't.
I get a little of that. No, if I go to a different climate, doesn't really matter what it is.
Yeah,
I got some kind of little allergy.
Yeah, I don't even really feel sick. It's just got a little.
Well, and it dropped 40 degrees outside. Praise Jesus. But I'll get sick if the weather does this, dude. I'll get sick if the weather does this in October. Bring it on.
I'm good with it though. I'd rather sit in a deer stand with a cold and it be cold.
What you mad at? You mad at anything?
Man, somebody honked at me this morning, dude. And here's my thing with honking. Like.
Traffic is I would
What's
say
everybody so mad at out there?
I would say
people are mad, bro.
75% of what you're mad at is about traffic.
For me, yeah, I guess it is. I'm always mad at something, either Mazda Miatas or people that honk at me. So at the
mine was an
I got off
Audi
right there,
this morning
off of 65, and bro, I mean the light. I don't even know if the bulb had fully turned green yet from red. I think it was still in the illumination phase. And this guy, and it wasn't, when you like,
wasn't it?
Right.
It was a.
That's like a nudge.
I
can take that.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. Me too. I'm like, oh man, I'll even wave and go, my bad, dude.
Yeah, my fault.
I wasn't even paying attention. But this guy was mad. And you know what
Laid on it.
You know what made me do? Sit there longer.
I like that.
I was like,
That's I get petty in traffic.
me too.
You know, if I think about it, I don't know that there's a trip I've driven anywhere over about 5 minutes that I haven't cussed somebody in my car. You know what I mean? Like, just somebody does something all the time.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
All the time. I did it this morning too. All the time. I'm not even mad at that.
I think I'm a really good driver. Maybe everybody feels that way. I don't know.
Sure.
But I'm a very considerate driver. Like, I'm thinking about, you're never going to get me in the left lane going too slow. If I pass somebody, I get over it. You know?
That's sweet of you.
Okay.
Now I might pass somebody going a little fast.
Do you think you're a good driver?
Yeah. I think and it's the same thing. I think like if you have a kid, you always think your kid's the prettiest, right? Like the cutest kid of all time. Nobody thinks I'm a good driver. Nobody.
Okay.
No, I think you're the worst driver. I think.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Well, here's the thing with Reid. So, for example,
Is he a distracted driver?
yes.
Okay.
But I'm a controlled, distracted driver. You know what that means?
Dude, quit trying to make it.
Bro, I've had
Better
like
than-
what, 2 wrecks in my life?
Yeah, but you almost center mass. All right, so he shoots a good deer. This is probably 10 years ago. He shoots a good deer. Super. If anything,
Been holding on to this one.
if anything gets like in his brain,
That's all he's got.
Yeah, he can't multitask. So, like this morning, he had shot a good deer, and it was
Especially
in the back
if
of the truck.
it has to do with deer hunting.
And we
I
were
can
like-
understand that,
And
yeah.
we were jacked on the way home. You know, we're like, man, he shot a big deer to the back of the truck. We're like, dude, I can't believe he's blah blah blah. And I look up, and we're headed right at what you remember those old school bridges that had the like concrete pillars.
Oh,
going
yeah.
down? We were about to center mass, and I'm looking at Reid, and he's just like, he's thinking about, and I'm like, hey, and he's, whoo. It's kind of like that Reno 911 where that guy goes, man, I just had the craziest
He woke up, he
dream."
wakes up, yeah.
He goes, I just had the craziest dream. The guy goes, you know
Yeah,
you're
you're
driving,
driving,
right? He's like,
like,
he's
yeah.
a porta potty. It's the same thing. It's like he's just easily distracted. And I got to be honest. I mean, we're both looking in every field we go past.
Oh, yeah. Deer
Every-
season driving is a little different.
Ain't no doubt, man.
Turkey season driving.
Turkey season driving.
I've
You're-
got over on the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for those things because those
Those have saved my life.
Those pull me
wake
back.
up
Yeah.
strips.
Rumble strips. Yeah.
Yeah, the rumble strip makes me.
What you mad at, Riley? Just don't say politics.
No, I don't keep up with it enough to get
Or
mad
you can.
about
Let's
it.
go viral.
Yeah. Is that how you do that?
Yeah, that's how you fake them into it.
If y'all want to go viral, you should get a better guest. And done it later in the day.
Yeah. That makes more bad music than we.
Yeah. I'll try.
Bad music seems to go viral these days.
It's definitely,
It helps.
it's out there.
Yeah.
It's there. I've heard some of it, you know?
Which ones? Let's go viral.
You know, when I do hear a really bad song win, it makes me not want to try to write a good song. Why are we trying to write songs that have any type of meaning at all?
Yeah, dude.
Come on. That is
Because
so
of
true.
people like you. Like honestly, like because of people like Combs, like where like artists that actually have a platform to sing good songs and want to sing good songs
Okay,
and have something to say.
already. You
Oh,
don't have to.
no, I'm
There's
just-
there's
Yeah,
plenty
can
of
mine just
room-
be traffic too? I'm mad at traffic too.
There's plenty of room for strictly entertainers as well. I'll be happy to take some
For
cuts on
sure.
that.
No, I want every one of them. I wish every one of them was mine. But yeah, I'm the same way, bro. When I hear a bad song, I'm like, what am I doing, man? What are we doing here?
You know, I had a guy that wrote for me for a while, and he was like, "This one's not very good," and I was like, "Bro, it doesn't matter. It does not matter." And people used to tell me that as an early songwriter, like, turn them all in, write them all. And I'd be like, no, man, I want to write like the good stuff, you know? And then when I started realizing on the radio that like, there's bad songs go number one, probably more than great songs go number one.
Yeah, I think it's probably a problem that causes itself to grow because you got, let's say a talented writer, artist, whatever it is, and they come in town and they write a bad song and they have success with it. And that's their,
then the bad song.
That's their, well,
that's
yeah,
their
I mean,
stick.
that's for me. And I've got a lot of songs that I don't necessarily think are great songs, but they are still around that I wrote, you know, before I came to town, I wrote everything by myself.
Super
And I had
interesting.
some songs like Georgia Time or Bury Me in Dixie that did really well for me. And I don't really know why, but I didn't write them for any radio success. Never thought I'd have a record deal or anything. So like it caused me to go back and whatever it was that I did, try to do that more often.
Interesting.
And I'm not doing anything that's related to a chart, you know.
Wow.
Now, granted, we all want number one songs as songwriters. That's
Sure.
where we make money. But it's I really look at it as two completely different things. Like a song that gets played on the radio is a certain type song. First off, ballads don't get played as easy. You know, you don't hear as many ballads on the radio.
Tough to get them up.
You know, and the really meaningful songs, like there's not near as many of those on the radio as there is songs that are just easy listening, roll the window down, you know, turn it up kind of stuff. So I try to write some of both.
Huh.
You know, I mean,
I think you do that well, actually. I think you balance that well because I think about like grandpas, you know what I mean? Like, and I think something, for some reason, that one stalled out or something.
Peaked at 11, yeah.
Yeah, and that song is
killer.
massive.
Killer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like it's killer song for sure. But it's
Also a
has
giant song.
massive presence, dude. Like because I was out with Luke, you were out with Luke last year, and I have watched your show 1,000 times. And man, that song, I'm talking about like AT&T Stadium, the 75,000. Every word of that.
Absolutely.
Too, man. I mean, that's something to hang your hat on, and you can't even. And I guess what I'm adding to your point is that doesn't even really. So it peaked at 11.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the
Like,
first time you played that at the Opry, it was like a super huge moment.
did you write that by yourself?
yeah.
Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from?
Well, I mean, obviously, I was close to both my granddaddies, but my granddad Lyndon passed away, and I was in Vegas for a show or something, and
How old were you?
this was in 2019.
Oh, so relatively recent then.
Yeah, and I got on a plane to fly to Nashville to drive to Alabama to go to the funeral, and I wrote that title down, and I remember, like, I had no idea how I wanted to write it, you know, but I thought there's something in that, and
so
I
thought enters your brain.
Yeah.
I wish Grandpa's never done.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I thought. So you remember the song Merle Haggard, or The Good Times Really Over?
Oh yeah.
You know, talking about, you know, Buck was still silver.
Oh yeah.
You know, before microwave ovens. And I thought that's such a cool thing. To, like, my granddaddy loved Merle Haggard. Talk about things that you wish you could change about the world.
Huh.
Like if I had a conversation with my granddaddies that day, what would I say now that I've traveled? I'd never flown before I signed a record deal. So all these things I'm seeing out in the world, like what would I say I would change about it, you know, and kind of what would they think? And, you know, that's where the I Wish Country Music Still Got Played on Country Radio line came from, was from that thought.
I'm sure radio loved that line.
They loved it. And then the song that kind of influenced it was Big Rock Candy Mountain. Remember that off of Oh Brother Art Thou? That was the same kind of premise, but it was all things that were fictional. Like, you know, jails were made of tin. You could walk right out and all that stuff. So I thought it'd be cool to take that idea of like things you would change and make them fictional. Things like coolers never ran out of beer, or things that actually couldn't happen. And then, you know, I didn't want it to just be a song about my granddaddies. I loved how the first time you hear that is in the hook. Yeah. And it kind of gives you a little punch, you know, or it did for me.
For sure.
So, I wrote it. I had a different single at Country Radio. Wasn't on my album. I played it in Macon and got a little bit drunk. Came back out, did an encore, and I played it, and somebody videoed it.
Lost her mind.
Got a couple million views. And
it was big, man.
I played it at the West Virginia State Fair 2 weeks later, and they sang every word to it from a video on some guy's phone on YouTube. Yeah. It wasn't recorded. I'd never posted about it or anything. It was wild. So
I feel like that's what great songs do, though.
Force. I mean, I got chills right now.
They catch fire. Like they find their way to the top. Like they rise to the top, and they catch fire in their own way.
Well, they can. I don't think they always do, but they
no,
can.
I agree.
I feel like the delivery has a lot to do with it. I feel like the soul behind that kind of a song has a lot to do with it. Like I feel like if that was a cover for somebody, it may not hit the way it hit with you singing it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lot of those songs that I've written by myself for some reason have that, but I think it's because they're authentic. Sounds like I'm giving myself too much credit, but it's because when I'm writing from only my perspective, I can't. You know, there's
you can't
nothing
get outside of it.
I can't fake
can't
it.
not be authentic.
Absolutely.
It's whether it's something that really happened to me or something that I came up with. It's still something that crossed my mind.
Totally.
You know, so it was influenced from somewhere. But I don't know that I thought that song was a hit in any way. I just knew that it made me feel something when I heard it.
Man, that's great. That's great. When you think about your granddads? Did you do any hunting with them, or were they influential in any of that?
Yeah, it was very different. My granddad Lyndon was like, he got up every morning, went to the store, drank coffee, and he decided if he was going golfing or fishing that day. He used to bird hunt when I was really little, but I wasn't big enough to go with him then.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up? Where
Northeast Alabama.
Okay.
Jacksonville.
Okay.
And my whole family, like, so to give perspective, both sets of my grandparents, so grew up in the same town. like all 4 of them knew
No
each other.
way.
Like grew up around each other. So
Wow.
like my whole family is from right there in the same area.
That's
you know?
cool.
So I had a great grandmother in my life till she was 98.
Yeah.
You know, like I was around a lot of families. Saw my grandparents every day. My granddad Buford was the music guy. He's the one that started the Golden Saw, the little music hall out there and all that. So
It's a
we'd
great
sit around
name,
and
by the
play.
way.
Yeah.
Buford's a great name.
Oh, that's great.
That's a great name. Great Southern just name.
You know what I struggle to picture, because, you know, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but you name somebody when they're a baby.
I didn't know that.
And think about naming a baby Buford.
Totally.
Like, can you look
That's
at
an
a
old- that's
baby
an old-ass
boy,
name.
a little infant child, and go, that's Buford right
That's
there.
Little
man.
Buford.
That's Buford. I can't.
Look
That's
at
just-
baby
Buford.
Buford.
I feel like you had to be at least 40-something to be named Buford. You
I'm gonna
can't.
be honest. That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
like
very true.
totally.
Like, could you call
you
a
gotta
little?
do some-
Could
you
you
gotta do
could you look at a little baby and call him Bill?
No.
You know what I mean? That's
No.
tough on me.
No. No.
Bob? No, I mean,
No.
it's-
Yeah, William.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
We went kind of, I would say, off the normal path of names
Y'all got cool names?
for our kids.
Let's hear them.
So my little girl's name is Liza Jane. It just so happened that my wife had a grandmother named Liza and a
That's
grandmother
cool.
named Jane. So that worked out perfect.
but he named her after the Vince Gill song. Of
course.
Well,
But,
she
but then
likes that
found
song.
out that he was
That's
actually
not
related
true.
to
It's not
Liza
true.
James.
And then my middle child, his name is Daniel Boone Isbell, so we call
I
him
like that.
Boone.
Pretty dope.
And then for my
Walker, Texas Ranger.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
So I tried to think of that was a chair.
It sounded
It
just
sounded
like
good though. It was a chair.
it sounded like a fart. Fart
so
out them air apostles.
my-
What
dude.
kind of
Third-
operation y'all run? This one of the prank shows?
My 3-month-old is I tried to think of the most southern name I could possibly think of for him. And so we named him Buck Duane. So BD, Buck Duane.
My
I
dad's,
love that.
My dad's middle
Southern.
name is
Southern.
Duane, not Dwayne.
Duane,
Not
like Duane
Randall
Allman.
Dwayne. It's Randall Duane Isbell.
How do you spell it?
Duane.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all are around this or not, but I went to church with the guy and did some work on his house, and they called him Dwayne. And they said, like, that's his name. It's spelled Dwayne.
Oh no, it was.
But they
spelled
called
Duane,
him
and they called
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
See, I'm real sensitive to that because I want people to call him Duane.
Dwayne, yeah.
Yeah, not Dwayne.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. They're gonna call him Buck anyway.
My little girl's name is Griffin. Audrey Griffin. Jordan's grandmother was named Audrey. Audrey Griffin Isbell. And then my little boy took my first name, Benjamin. And then his middle name is Oak. And that's what he goes by.
Oh, that's cool.
Oak.
So we're
O-A-K.
I guess we kind of went not normal. I mean, Riley. That's pretty.
My great
I'm trying to
granddaddy
think of
Paul.
What's your
names.
full name?
Am I supposed to say my full name?
I hope it's Jehoshaphat.
Well, yeah. What do you think?
You
I
don't
look
have
like?
to.
Riley Jehoshaphat Green.
Riley.
Riley's my middle name.
Oh,
Okay.
Michael Riley Green.
I don't like that.
Kyle Riley Green. Trevor Riley Green.
This will be fun.
Are we getting close?
How do you get
I have a
close?
hard-
William Riley Green.
It sounds like William Michael Morgan.
William Michael Morgan.
Buford
Green.
Riley Green?
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. That'd be cool.
that would have been awesome.
I really missed an opportunity there.
You should
It's
say
not.
that.
Call you Buford for the rest of your life.
It's Jonathan,
Oh, okay.
but it's a soft J. It's like Jonathan.
Shut up. Shut up.
No, I'm kidding.
They called you Yanni when you were
Yeah,
little.
Yanni.
Yanni.
I like that. Now, my great granddaddy Paul, who I don't remember, he died when I was really young. But their house is the one that the music hall's in.
Oh wait, I didn't know that. The music hall is in their house.
It's in my great grandparents' house. yeah.
That's really cool.
He was getting a little dementia, and he started calling my dad when he was little Riley. My dad's name's Kevin.
That's a great name,
There's
too.
nobody in my family named Riley. So where that came from, I don't know, but that's where
So
I got my name out.
That's
Dang, that's
real
a good
cool.
story.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's almost like your great granddad kind of helped name you a little bit.
On accident, yeah.
On
Yeah,
accident.
on accident.
That's
Yeah.
real cool.
Didn't even know it.
Tell
That's
us
real cool.
tell us a little bit about the music hall. I want to know about the what you got going.
So it was my great grandparents' house. Me and my granddaddy Buford used to go sit on the porch, and he had an old Epiphone guitar. I wrote a song about him that I played at his funeral, and there was a line in it that said, "He never could himself, but he taught me how to play."
Huh.
Interesting.
Somebody asked me about that line later, and I don't remember putting that much thought into it when I wrote it, but
Huh.
it was really like that. Like, he didn't play, but
He taught
he
you
just
how.
liked it so much. We'd sit around and like listen to songs, and like we kind of learned how to play together. We could play like, little old Roy Acuff songs and Hank
Yeah.
Williams songs, and he started getting the yellow pages and calling up all these guys around that he knew played the banjo or the fiddle or whatever. And they started showing up. And so we started doing that every week, meeting up, playing. People started to come watch. We were just sitting on the porch. The house, the floor was kind of falling in. And we have a sawmill back behind there. So we went and sawed some lumber, tore the floor up, made a little stage inside of there, put a little window unit air conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
And he painted a saw blade gold, one of those big saw blades, and hung it, called it the Golden Saw Music Hall. Started going on and kept growing. And at one point, there was a couple hundred older people out there every Friday. Went on for 13 years.
Dang.
Old ladies would make snacks, and I just sat up there with them and learned how to play.
So cool, man.
And I never thought I was a good singer. I still don't like hearing my voice. I'm sure that's probably a normal thing, I guess. But I got a lot of confidence from getting up there with them because everybody cheered when the little kid got up there and sang some old Merle Haggard song or something, So that was kind of where I started playing in front of people.
So you cut your teeth in your granddaddy's.
Yeah, I mean, I learned how to play by watching them, how they made chords, just watching their hands while I was sitting up there. And everybody played 2 songs. Then there was a break. They had snacks. They came back. Everybody played 1 song. The old ladies made
snacks. What do they bring?
Well, the old ladies made pimento cheese sandwiches and whatever old ladies make. Yeah,
snacks are great, dude.
And
like music, just
teacup.
Okay, time for snacks, and we'll be back.
It was literally like, we're going to take a brief
10-minute snack break.
Yeah, so everybody go to the bathroom.
If anybody needs a nap,
get you a coffee. Yeah, and then come back.
Mildred made chocolate chip cookies in the corner. Make sure you get some of those.
Yeah, and honestly, I took it for granted because I felt like everybody did that. So then I would bring like my buddies or people out there to see it. They'd be like, "This is awesome!" It's like insane. It's all these old. Some people were really good and some people were really bad. But anybody could sing that wanted to.
Oh, I got you. So anybody could sing.
Yeah. So everybody that was going to play sat on stage at the same time. Just in a bunch of chairs sitting there, and they all played with each other.
It's like a guitar pull thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Orville McElroy. He was the guy who played the harmonica. He got up.
Another great name.
Orville
McElroy, horseshoe champion too.
It's kind of like Rory McElroy.
Orville
Similar.
McElroy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but he was a harmonica guy. And they'd get up there and play 2 songs and sit back down. Somebody else would get up,
Yeah, that's fun.
So in hindsight, you started having some buddies down to play it and kind of.
Well, when COVID hit, it had kind of, like my granddad passed away. The guy that emceed it, his name was Dewey Huddleston. He passed away.
Good name, Dewey.
Yeah, got a lot of good names out there. That generation had some good names. Let me tell you something else, too. Let's just veer off for a second.
Yeah, please.
This is what
we were still on What You Mad At. I think we're distracted podcast.
You know what I'm pissed about? No, this is not What You're Mad At.
Perfect.
Is we don't have nicknames. So my dad's generation, my dad's nickname was Bo. His brother's nickname was T-Rod. There's Fish, Wendell, Fuzz.
Oh, yeah.
All these, Buffy, they all got nicknames. I don't have a nickname. That's so lame. Like, where did that go away at?
You do now, Yanni.
Yeah, Yanni.
I think I was.
And then I'll tell people it's because I'm always tired.
He's yawning.
He's Yanni.
I would say I'm probably the best I know at giving nicknames, but it has to. It
Bro,
has
you can't
to be
give yourself that compliment.
Every nickname I've ever given has stuck. Every nickname I've ever given.
Well, I guess
that's probably a lie.
I guess the way to figure out what my nickname is just what do you call me when I'm not around?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all are just really running me down.
Veiny guy. No, we don't call him veiny.
That's gonna stick.
Big arms. Big arm guy.
I like big vein, dude.
Big vein. I don't know about that.
I don't know if I like that.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
The vein's one of those words. Kidding. Give all 3 of us. Give gross words.
No, this is true. And they're like,
he's like, Riley's got a lot of girth.
There's like, how's Riley?
Girth guy. Big girth guy.
Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks.
When somebody says
that one wasn't as bad. Hey, but you can't do that right now.
You stole that.
You can't do that right now.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject. Let's
2
go
weeks
viral.
ago, maybe.
I'm just saying. He asked, "What do y'all talk when y'all talk about me? What do you?"
I was hoping you didn't talk, but
I'm just trying to think. If someone asked me, no, we're buddies, so it's different. But if I just say my wife or something, it's like
I like that he likes to pretend like because we're buddies, he wouldn't talk about it behind my back.
Yeah.
No, I talk about all my buddies behind my back.
I do talk about it, but it's never like negative.
Oh, that's
somebody's like, "Well, how's Riley on tour?" I'm like,
"Oh, he's big, got big
he's
veins,
hot, sweaty, big, veiny, awesome, hot guy." Yeah, that's what I would say.
That's fun. That's fun for me to picture you saying.
I wonder what people say.
Hey, what did we? Because I forgot about the tour.
You got me curious.
What did I used to say? We always talked about something whenever we passed each other. I guess when I come out with Luke.
Yeah.
Well, we always had like a little interaction. I can't remember what it was about.
Well, it was always like when.
It's always respectful.
Hopefully.
I just feel like we had a little thing. I just can't remember what it was.
That's cute, y'all.
It was every time Riley would come out, they would do this Brooks and Dunn.
The sleeves on my shirt would get shorter every time I come out.
And He would always have a cigar, and he would always be like a little late.
Oh, the
like,
encore thing, like
yeah.
that.
So everybody would come out, and then he'd come kind of trouncing out, and he would look. He would be looking directly at me because I'm on the stage right, up there in the front. He would come out stage left. So every time I come out, I go like this, like, and he would go every time.
Yeah. We're on my time now. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah, and then my favorite part was after I got done and I was leaving, he would come sprinting past me to go get whatever we had to go get.
Yeah, I'd have to run out there
because he's so fast. You don't see it. I know
You
it.
little leg.
I'm
This
faster
guy.
than people think I am.
Oh, no doubt.
This guy.
Well, I mean, people probably don't think you're that fast, but I'm like, you're faster than that.
Thank you. Just like people think
that I'm not funny.
That you're not funny.
Yeah.
But you're really kind of a goofball funny guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a funny guy.
But
No
you're
doubt.
a serious hot guy when you have to be.
Dan's sitting
sense.
down at 6.
Hey, man, let's change it up from the veiny thing to just when people are like, hey, what's Riley like? I mean, funny dude.
Okay.
Funny guy.
Funny.
Oh,
On
yeah.
verge of
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm laughing inside just thinking about him.
Authentic,
Something he
and
said,
funny.
hey, just when you're laying in bed with your wife, you're just like laughing, like, what are you doing? I'm thinking about something Riley said.
Riley
said the darndest things.
Obliviously funny. Dude.
Riley says the darndest things.
Undodgeably funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Riley says
Just
the
genuinely, just a funny guy. No, Dan's 6'4" sitting down. He's 5'10" when he stands up because
Well,
his legs like
5'10".
that's what it running by like when you're
I cannot wait. How was the podcast with the boys? It was good. Dan, dude.
tiny
fast.
legs.
So fast.
Fast.
Okay, that's
Like-
fast guy.
Dan? Yes. You see him. We raced in the parking lot after the podcast. Smoked me. It's unreal.
Hey, I will say about showing like doing this thing. I saw Riley at the Blue Water golf tournament the other day.
I was sub 540 in high school, for the record.
I don't listen.
I'm fast.
I know it's hard to tell
This guy.
sometimes,
It's
but
not
I'm being
hard to tell with me.
serious.
I'm fast.
No, I'm talking
No,
about.
I know you're
I'm
fast.
quickie
I-
fast, big guy.
I've never met somebody that we've agreed with more that feels like he's got a.
Well, it feels like it's a little sarcastic.
It's not.
and then
That's what I'm
not
saying. I know it's
fast.
hard to tell.
I mean, you ain't winning a race in the parking lot fast.
With who?
But either of us. I
I'm
don't
not
think.
beating that guy, but everybody else in here, I got a shot at.
No,
We're not going to describe that guy to the
Yeah,
listeners.
we're gonna keep.
He just looks fast. We'll leave it
No,
at that.
I know that guy's fast.
He looks fast.
He walked in, he looked fast.
I know he's
I'm saying.
fast, and I know he can jump.
He actually
Yes,
ran here
for
from
sure.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everybody else, I think I got a pretty
wait,
good
hold
shot
on.
at.
That was fun. About, you think you could beat him in a race?
What,
Dude.
See what I'm saying?
Stretched out completely. How long is the distance?
I would just say for it to be
40.
fair, probably 40. Yeah, we'd have to do that.
It's going to be tight. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not.
60? You probably got him.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think you're going to get a start on him, and then you have to hold him off, or is he going to? And then you're going to
Bro,
Start
you got-
on him.
put
I'm
five-
going to get a
put-
start
no.
and then have to hold him off, hopefully.
What in the world, bro?
I'll be honest with
You
you.
are
I don't know.
delusional.
I ain't even
I'm
kinda
not
sweating
great at
that.
the internet, but I feel like the viral moment you're looking for is in our hands.
I'll take my shoes off and let you wear
Dude,
yours.
Jordan beat you in a race in 38.
She got a 40-yard start in a 50-yard race.
Well, see, she
What are you
looks
talking
fast.
She is fast.
Yeah,
She is
So
fast.
that's where the sarcasm
you
comes
should have seen her
'Cause I
chase us
think
down
you
in the
were
wrong
just
building a
saying-
while ago.
Oh, really?
I think
Yeah.
you were just saying I don't look fast.
I did not say that.
Because you said she looks fast, as if to say
You don't look
No,
fast.
no,
I
no.
don't.
You don't
because
look fast. You got tiny legs.
You
Look at these-
What I
look at these
said
Air
is
Apostle jeans.
what
Look
I
at
said
them.
is you're faster than you look. In the same sense of where somebody might think I'm not funny because I look serious, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
you
well-
don't look built for speed. Does that make that?
Dude, my guy in the
that was
corner
hurtful.
is not agreeing.
Josh, you think he looks fast? When you look at him, do
No.
you think speed?
Don't lie.
Josh, dude.
Don't lie, Josh.
I said I wouldn't beat you. Damn.
I know. That's what I'm
messed
saying.
up.
Dude, you don't
It's
look like.
messed up, dude.
But it goes
But
back to
I
our
said
conversation.
you could tell you're an athlete. I knew you were faster than you look.
It
That's
goes
what
back
I'm
to our
saying.
conversation. Would you rather look fast and not be fast?
That's right.
Or not look
What
not
if you
look
look
fast?
fast and you were slow?
Okay.
It's miserable.
Then you're just living on perception.
Okay.
You're just living on
I
the,
can get
That's
that.
actually what I'm doing.
Me too.
Me too.
I'm faking
bro.
it to
Spent my
make it,
entire
dog.
life doing that.
Same. Me and Reese say
How do you
all
think I got
the
here?
Okay, you're funny. Same. How do you think we got here?
Faking it.
You're funny, dude. You're funny. You're fast. What am I?
time.
It's got to be something that he doesn't look. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're.
Let's just do a what are you good at
Everything.
segment. No, I mean this is your
What
not
you
what are you
good
mad at? What you good at?
What you good at? This
Oh,
this is basketball or growing a mustache.
I'm not really great at growing a beard.
Hey man, what were you going to say about the golf tournament the other day?
I saw Riley. Dude, this is awesome.
I had a feeling this was going to be good. He got excited about it.
Oh no,
even
not
remember.
the story's
I
not
was
awesome.
so
Dang,
mad
I
about
just set
y'all not
myself up.
thinking I
I'm
was
just saying
fast.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
No, you said that you would do this when you walked out. We were playing at the golf tournament the other day, and I saw Riley.
He wouldn't even really point it. He kind of just go like,
Yeah.
It was very
I
subtle,
saw Riley on another tee box,
which was
and he looked at me and he nodded and I went like this. And then I was like, probably not the guy to throw up
unless it's just like a
little muscle.
respect kind of thing.
No, I think I was like this. And then he was like,
Yeah, it wasn't
I was
like a yours or nice. It was like, look at
Right.
these bad
Yeah,
boys. Look at these puppies,
Yeah.
you know. My dad used to do that all the time
Puppies.
when I was little. Like we ride around in town and if he passed somebody he knew, he'd stick his arm out the window.
Huh.
Like that was like the thing. Nicknames and showing your muscle is what I missed from that generation.
Huh. Nicknames.
Everybody arm wrestled too. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm real bad at arm wrestling. I will say that because I don't have no forearms. I feel like you gotta have forearms.
See, that's all I've
It's
got.
all- it's all it
forearms.
is.
My forearms are bigger than my biceps.
Yeah,
Probably bigger than my legs.
it's a good look. I remember.
Yeah, you built
It's a good
houses,
look.
right? You
remember
worked construction for a while. That you got to have strong forearm, or that's got to do something with
Well, yeah,
forearms.
that and steroids.
Yeah.
When
And playing the guitar. My
So-
right arm's huge.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. This
Yeah.
chicken leg right here is huge, and then forearm. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
Reid always says on if we die in the woods,
I'm gonna eat that
he's
first.
gonna eat this first as a chicken wing.
looks like a-
Just
looks like a-
just
Oh, yeah.
they're perfect little chicken.
It's like a little
wings.
KFC. Fry that baby up.
Yeah.
From Qatar. Anyway, what were we talking about? Golf tournament? You already said it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Does
did
it
that.
look like I can hit a golf ball far?
No. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. It doesn't, you don't, I wouldn't think, okay. I would think he could probably play golf, but I wouldn't think you could hit it as far as you do.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's a good
Hey,
thing.
that's a good way to be able to surprise people too, you know?
Yeah, no
for
doubt.
sure.
Because the thing is, what if you look like you could hit it a long ways?
You look like you could hit a long ways, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, but I'm annoyingly good at a lot of stuff. So
I know.
let's not
Same,
get
both
into
of
that.
y'all
dude,
are.
same.
Both of y'all are. Y'all both
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember what I was going to say. And
It's good you don't have that problem.
sneaky.
Yeah,
Sneaky,
but
dude.
that's the good thing is that
Sneaky.
you don't
Yeah,
look. It
It's
goes
sneaky.
We're circling back.
It's a
You
burden
don't
we
look like
have,
you're
man.
good at a
It's
lot of things, and you're
sneaky
not.
cow.
you're, you're on the verge of saying you don't like you're good at anything.
And you're not. So you are just who
You
you
look
are, and that's a
miserably
great.
untalented, and here you are just running the 15th best podcast in the city.
This might be my favorite segment we've ever had.
Oh my god!
I mean, do I look like I've written number one hits?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
with
I
that,
look like
with
a guy
that
that's killed maybe a deer over 200?
you're wearing a Rolex, so yeah, you've.
No, I'm
you
just
look like,
saying. Do I look like a guy that might have killed a 200-inch deer, free range, short? You know what I'm saying? Do I look like that?
knowing you as a hunter, I would say you look like a guy that kills
Surprise,
big deer.
Because I've done both of those things. So
Yeah,
now all I got to do
yeah.
is hit a hole in one. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm sleep.
Tough to do.
Tough to do. All these things are
You ever-
tough to
you ever
do.
I'm
hit
not
one?
committed to it.
You're all right.
I like golf for exactly for what it's for me. Like it's social.
So what are you shooting? 18 normally, or what's your handicap?
Well, I don't know, probably 10, I guess.
no,
I mean,
that's better than most folks.
well, yeah. I mean, like I've always struck the ball well, like so I could not play and go play like decent.
Yeah.
you
Because
know?
you're an athlete.
But when I started playing, like, because I got into it for a while, I was touring. It's great, you know, have clubs out on the road.
for sure.
When I joined Old Hickory, I started playing out there all the time, and playing by myself, I got a lot better.
Yeah,
You know, but the best I ever shot was 76,
that's good.
and that was out there, which that's not a real tough course. But
no, it's
that's
not.
great,
But that's a
though.
good score.
but,
yeah, it's
but
great.
so I shot a 76. I broke 80 about 3 out of 5 or 6 times I would play, and then I took about a month off, and I was back shooting. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
high 80s.
Yeah, gotta stay on it for sure.
Let's talk deer hunting a little bit.
Please, I'm tired of golf.
What are you doing this fall? Or you going? I know you're going places. But
Yeah, I bought I've been hunting in.
Wait, do we? If people don't need to know, we can just block it out or something.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll just tell you whatever.
Yeah.
No, I bought a farm in Kansas last year, but I've been going up there to this spot for several years. A buddy of mine's got a lot of property up there, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Like I enjoy hunting, but I probably more than any of it now, I like going to set up a
Me-
place.
same.
So like I killed a big deer up there last year, the year before, and the property that I bought connects to some of my buddy's property, and I saw one of the biggest deer I've ever seen come off of that after I'd killed my deer. Like, so
So you're still hunting after you tagged out, or how'd you see this deer?
I was driving. Like I had the deer in the
Oh.
back of side by side driving, you know, back to the house. Like,
no way.
and he crossed the road in front of me, took a picture of it.
Same day.
Yeah, and the only reason I saw the for sale sign that was like growing up around it was because I stopped and was looking at this deer. And so anyway, I bought this little 80-acre parcel, and
I think you're close. I think your spot is close to where we hunt.
really,
Yeah, like real close.
uh,
I don't know if you've heard Dan killed a 210 out there a couple weeks
I might
ago,
have sent
so.
him a picture.
Yeah, I think he did.
Maybe.
I think he did.
That's my
yeah.
dog, dude. I gotta. We say that all the time. If you kill a big deer, send me a picture.
Absolutely.
We never do, and I send you every picture of
Sorry.
a big deer I kill. It's fine. No big deal.
Uh,
It's where our relationship is.
Maybe my deer picture sending is more of a competitive thing. And since you really kill big deer, it's like, I don't want to get into that with you. But like Singleton and Randy Montana, I send them pictures all the time because I smoke them in the woods.
They're easy to send pictures
it's
too.
so, and my favorite thing is
Randy's killed some big
I know,
deer.
I know it.
Okay.
Jonathan's killed some big deer.
I love when Randy sent me a picture of a deer. I'll send him like 7. Like, I mean, not even from this year, like just years past, like
That's good.
or
dude.
like the same deer with different outfits on. I like stage it so I can sitting up different ways. But yeah,
pretty
I'm
good.
gonna go to Kansas. I'm excited about going and like getting on that place and like
man.
seeing how it
Figuring
lays.
it
And I enjoy that a lot. And,
How much time will you spend out there?
we're stupid busy this year. I got to go to Australia at the end of the month, and I think I get back the first week in November.
I feel like you're in your like mega climb
Same.
time. I mean, you've always been great. Honestly, I'm not bullshitting here. I've always enjoyed your music. I've never understood why you haven't blown up 5, 8
I hadn't
years
been on this podcast yet, but I'm hoping
But
this really
It's happening right
next
now.
level here.
It was tough to get
It's
you on here.
It's happening right now.
Well, they had to not tell me what
I
it
think
was, I guess.
I think we actually had to cancel on you because we went to Kansas.
They actually told me we were going to breakfast.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Well, we got you coffee. It's kind of the same.
Yeah, thanks for that.
But I
You can keep that cup, by the way.
I'm
Thanks.
happy.
That'd be great.
I'm happy to see it happening, man. Like it finally the
happening.
rest of the
It's
world has
happening.
figured
Yeah.
it out, and so I imagine you really are stupid busy right now.
Yeah. I would say I've been busy for the last about 6 years.
Yeah.
But it's been like the grinding opportunities there. I mean, I always tell people too, I can't complain because I kind of do it to myself.
Yeah,
There's nobody that makes my schedule that I have to go do anything. I mean,
Right.
I have to say yes to everything,
sure.
Some stuff they don't ask me about, like podcasts.
Yeah.
But
Would
no,
you-
there's just so much opportunity in what we're doing right now, and it's growing. And while
Yeah.
it's growing, I'm so motivated to go. I mean, I'm
For
not married,
sure.
don't have any kids. Now's the time to really go do it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I look forward to when it does a little bit of this.
sure.
I always say I think I would really enjoy like 60 or 70 shows a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could do that, I think I would really enjoy playing.
Yep.
Now it's just so much.
What are you playing right now? Probably 150.
100, not 150. What do you think? 110. Yeah, I remember the last
Oh,
time
that's
I
a
really had
lot
a
of-
count was 126.
That's
Yeah.
that's grinding right there, man. What's the
But-
most you've ever done? You think?
I don't know. I'd be scared to say. I mean, that's not days on the road. That's
Oh,
another thing
for
too. Is like,
sure.
That shows. That's one show.
yeah.
One day.
And
Yeah.
you know what happens is when you play that many shows, you're not in town often. So when you are, you're just stacked when
Sure.
you're in town because
Sure.
you got to get all this stuff. I mean, you still got to go record. You got
Right.
to do press. You got to do, these hunting podcasts, whatever you want to call them. What I mean? But like, you really
I
gotta
knew
get all
you were
that-
mad when you walked
funnier
in.
than you think,
I
guys.
knew you
No,
were
I'm having
walked in.
fun,
It's
and I
funnier
am.
than you think.
I'm looking forward to this. This is fun. I've been looking forward to this for a while. It's cool.
I'll tell you this. I mean, that's how they got me on the Luke gig.
That's how they get you.
They were like, "Oh, it's only 40 gigs," and I'm like, "Oh,
40 days.
well, I
Yeah.
can swing that."
Yeah.
But then when you leave on Tuesday and your flight gets canceled on Sunday and you don't pop back until Monday morning, and then you fly back out on Wednesday at lunch.
Yeah,
bro,
I
You ain't even got time to mow your yard.
I know you're a busy guy and got a lot of energy and would probably get a little bit stir crazy if you didn't have something to go do,
Yeah.
So I knew you would like that to a certain extent, but I really wondered when you went out with Luke, I was like, because that's, I mean, I know I would love to try to get bored at the house. I mean, I've been
Wow.
over 10 years, I've been playing 100 shows a year,
Yeah.
So like,
Jeez.
and
It
you
wasn't
know
for
how
me.
we are is like, if I've got time to go hunt when that part's in, I'm going every day. Then.
Every day. Yeah.
Which, people say that's not work, but it's not a break.
Absolutely
right.
when you're,
It's
especially when you're having to travel like that to go
Dang
hunt. I'm
right.
going all over the place.
For
So
sure.
it's I look forward to the day of being able to spend a week somewhere.
It's
you know,
nice.
And
I'll tell you
being
what,
around the
it's
house.
so nice that it's and so addicting that it really doesn't matter how much money you would have made going to. It's still not worth the being gone.
I'll say
If that
this:
makes
there
sense.
was a lot about COVID that was really tough, but as far as the time I had at home,
You ain't telling us nothing.
Yeah.
Because it was turkey season when it started, son, and we were in the woods every day.
Yeah.
that was my best hunting season ever.
Yeah,
Same.
same.
Smashed
Well,
them.
until this year. You know.
Like I didn't shoot some big deer because I was like, I know what you're doing. I've just sat out here and watched. I know what's going on.
I won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won.
Yeah, it's and Luke being our best buddy, I mean, he struggles with it too. It's just it's the grind, man. And then now he's got young kids, and there's that pull, and there's and once you've kind of done the thing, it's like, man, how much more of this do I really want to do? But I don't think people understand. I say all the time, I personally don't think y'all get paid enough. I mean, and I know you do well.
I definitely don't get paid enough for this.
But for the time,
I almost said same, but
but for the time that you're gone, man, and the time, everybody now to us is like, oh, hits, you got hit songs now. I'm like, yeah, but there was 15 years back there where I got canceled on 4 times a week, and we lived on a boat, and my sunroof was leaking. And nobody wanted to have anything to do with anything I was doing or believed in anything. And when you spread what you've done with a hit or two over those 15 years, it really ain't as much as you'd think.
The only thing I've noticed with my career getting to the place it's at now is there's an anxiety a little bit that I never had before. That I never had any visions of like major success, like signing a record deal.
You never did.
No. And I know there's people that are like, dreamed they're always going to do. I played 3 sports in school, played a little football in college. I assumed I was going to play a couple of shows on the weekend for $150 a night and build houses the rest of my life. That's just what I thought I was going to do. I didn't write songs because I thought I was good at writing songs. I got tired of playing the same covers all the time, so I tried to write some stuff I thought people would think was funny or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I had no visions of it going anywhere, so there was no pressure in it. But now my pressure comes from, I know the opportunity I have's something that a lot of people would kill for.
Makes sense.
And my stress, I guess, comes from like, I want to try to get as much out of it as I can. If I write a song that does really well, it's almost like I really just feel more motivated to write another better song.
Sure.
Or write something like that. And something about songwriting, I'm sure y'all deal with this too, is like, in my mind as a kid, I think, you always hear one hit wonder. Like, you think about somebody writing a big, giant hit song, is almost like there's a lot of luck involved in that. And a little bit there is, but for me, is when I started thinking about songwriting as something you can get better at, and you can, if you write 30 songs, you got a better chance of writing a good one. If you write 50, you got a better chance than that, whatever. So then it's like, it never ends, and me writing so much of my own stuff, it's like, I constantly feel like if I have a second, I need to be writing songs, because right now people are listening. And there was a time when they weren't. There was a time when I could have wrote "I Wish Grandpa's Never Died" and nobody would have ever heard it.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
So it's a weird thing to feel stressed even more as it grows, but it's a good problem to have.
So what's your process when you like?
I think that's your sneaky thing. I think he's a better songwriter than he looks like he is.
Well, I think people are going to
That's your
and they're
sneaky.
figuring it out now because some of these tunes.
Yeah,
that
but
you've
he
written-
looks like he would just be like a singer, hot guy. But he's actually a really great songwriter.
No, I know.
Surprising.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You surprised me.
That's fun.
Not gonna lie.
He looks like he'd just be a hot guy, but
Yeah, but it's like I don't look fast, right?
yeah,
My
nice,
God.
Josh.
Gee,
I mean-
unbelievable. I thought we had something.
Yeah. I mean, talking about this new record, like the "Don't Mind If I Do," which was that by yourself, dude. That song is
Massive.
possibly one of my favorite songs on that
Appreciate it,
record,
man.
man. I love that thing. So what it like? Do you write?
My favorite's Rather Be, but yeah, I know it's a good song. for
Yeah,
sure.
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Do you get an idea and it burns in you till you write it, or do you set time aside? Do you write in the deer stand? Do you write on the road? Like, what's your?
Well, we all do, the scheduled co-writes,
Sure.
and there's been some great songs come out of that. It's just, you don't always have it,
Right.
And the tough thing about even guys like y'all that are really successful in writing is y'all are spread pretty thin. I mean, y'all have to write with a lot. So, I mean, you don't have a great idea every day.
No doubt.
So
No.
what I've come to realize is when I have an idea I'm fired up about, I'll write it, and I mean, obviously I don't like selfishly try to write songs by myself because I want to make more of a percentage of publishing. I just do it because like if something hits me and I'm fired up about it,
Keep going until it stops.
and I'll do it. And so like there's a song called Jesus Saves on the album that is
Freaking great.
is done really well.
Yep.
Well, I had that idea, and it was like I wanted to do something that was like kind of Chris Knight-ish a little bit, that was talking about things that weren't the easiest thing. I never even talking about, she told me she was pregnant when the day I turned 8. Like that's real
Come
life
on,
stuff.
man. Yeah,
and
man.
there was something about that like I couldn't relate to what he was talking about in the song, but something about it got me,
Same.
So I was like, I
remember
wanted to
that?
write a story that was real life
Eyes on
stuff.
my father's face.
Oh, dude.
What song was that?
Oh yeah.
Run deep,
Creek beds on our place. Yeah, it's great, man.
River Zone.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You got so many good ones. But that's a very good point.
Something about, I didn't know
Couldn't
what it
relate at all
was.
to 'em.
And so anyway, I had that idea and I sat down probably 10 or 12 times to write that song and didn't have it. And then one day I did, and I wrote it in about 45 minutes. You know, so it's like that. Don't mind if I do. I had that title written down for a long time, and I thought initially it was going to be like me and my buddies. I probably shouldn't go to the bar with these boys, but I don't, you know, because that's what the saying is. Totally. Don't mind if I do. It's kind of like a drinking thing.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah.
And then I sat down. I was at a show in Rogers, Arkansas, and I sat on the green room and wrote it in about an hour, and it went in a completely different direction. But I thought it was cool to have be it a duet and have a female sing a different last chorus.
Sure.
And I didn't have Ella in mind, you know, because we had Like You Love Me was doing so well.
Right.
But I was in the studio cutting it, and I texted her and said, "Will you come by and put a female vocal on this?" And I wanted to like shop it around, maybe see who I was going to get to do it. And she just crushed it. So
she's great.
That's Alabama connection too. Isn't she from down there?
She's from around
Man, such a sweet girl.
Montgomery area. Yeah,
she's great.
That You Look Like You Love Me is everywhere.
Yeah,
it is blowing.
It's
up.
already. I mean,
it is an absolute monster. Yeah,
and good. And you know, man, good on you too for writing that song and featuring on it, because man, it's kind of like you're helping bring light to something, because she's great, man, and she's been great.
Yeah,
and you know, for her career to really start taking off too, blossom, it's a nice thing, man.
Yeah, it's cool to see, man. I remember Bradley Jordan reaching out to me about putting her on some shows years ago. I think when I was still playing in Auburn in bars, you know, and I'm sure us growing up in similar areas and similar ways, probably, you know, we got the same kind of twang, I guess is why it works. But it's cool to see her being successful like she is.
She's a good singer, man. Deer hunter too, man. She asked if she could bring her dad on the podcast, and we were like, "Oh yeah,"
because that's like all her hunting stories are with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to talk if I brought mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've met yours out on the
road. You'd know.
Kevin.
Yeah, Bo.
Bo.
Yeah,
nickname.
He told some girl the other day she was so pretty he lost hearing in his left eye.
My God,
I love
my
that.
guy still got it.
I love that.
My guy still got it.
One of my favorites though is I introduced him to a girl and he gave her a hug. Bye, and he said, "I hope my wife don't hear me talking in my sleep," you know. And she doesn't. Of course, it doesn't. No, and so he gives her a hug and he walks off. And he goes and gets in line behind me to give her another hug before she leaves. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You get my age, you just pretend like you forgot you got that first hug."
That's awesome.
I didn't get any of that. He's got it.
Tell your mom not to listen to this podcast.
Who all are you taking out on the road with you? I know you did that. The video's great. The tour announcement thing was super cool, man.
I would struggle to name everybody. There's so many people. Ella, Drake White, Mike Ryan, Jake Worthington, Ron Watkins, Wyatt McCubbin, Eric Dillon, Vincent Mason.
Yeah.
Preston Cooper.
Dude, that kid is killer. Have you heard him?
No.
The Warren brothers, I think, got him. It's like signed him to a deal, but he did like a whiskey jam thing, and he's like this real tall, skinny guy that has feathers coming off the end of his guitar. Bro, like Stapleton-ish singer, dude. He is a killer.
That's awesome.
He's real good.
That's good.
But that sounds like that'll be fun, man. How many dates? How many dates y'all doing?
All of them.
Everywhere.
I don't know, man. Can you ask me any questions I know the answer to? What cities are you playing in?
I just started looking at her.
Hey, where are you at next week? I don't know.
You didn't even know
you were coming here.
Yeah.
It'll be good, man. It's fun to have people out that you like, that you're a fan of musically, and then also, you know, like I think Jake's awesome. Jake Worthington and Wyatt's a great writer. Me and Eric have written so many songs together. It's like it'll be nice to have them out because I'm sure we'll get a lot of stuff written. You know? Should be great.
Yeah, man. What? Tell me about this elk hunt, man. Did you just kill a big elk?
Yeah. So I got a buddy that bought 55,000 acres around Billings in Montana.
I like that, buddy.
You know what's funny is like obviously he's been very successful, and it's obvious that people don't know what country music success is like financially, because I didn't know, you know, I don't have any idea. And he's on such a different level that I think he thought I was like, we were together, you know, like we were going to go hang out with Jerry Jones together, like that. And so he would text me, and we bought some farms together, you know, whatever. And he texted me and said, "What do you think of this one?" So we're constantly sending land, and it's this 55,000 acres in Montana. He's like, "What do you think about this?" I'm like, I
love it.
That's great. Like, what do you mean? And so he bought it, and the first year I was the only one that drew a archery elk tag. So basically everybody went and kind of hunted with me, and we learned the property. We'd never been on it before. It was a little early. It was hot. Only had 3 days to hunt that year. And we got close a couple of times. I drew the next year. I think I drew back about 4 times, but didn't get a shot on anything. It was like, how it is. They're like turkeys. They don't come up the way they're supposed to, and it's always a cluster because they're running in at you and all that. But we hit the rut really good that year. They were bugling like crazy. Didn't draw last year. And then this year I drew, and I think I had 5 days to hunt. And Matt Duff, who was on the road with me, Major League Bow Hunter,
love that guy.
He doesn't work with me anymore. He got a job for my buddy. He runs his ranch. So he lives up there in Low Cabin. So he had a good idea about where all the elk were hanging out.
I'd have done the same thing, Duff.
Yeah. So when I got up there, they weren't bugling great, but we kind of knew where they were hanging, a lot of wallows and stuff like that. We were kind of catching them coming from or going to. Mm-hmm. And we got down in the bottom, real deep draw, and just kind of walked, 50 yards, called, kind of like you would a turkey that's not really gobbling good. And so we probably bugled 15 times within 150 yards of this elk. Didn't know he was there. And
within 150 yards.
Oh yeah, because we're curving around. It's big draws,
wind,
and
everything.
when we got in his little bubble, he bugled one time and ran, and it was like that.
Dang.
Didn't find him until the next morning, which was that's always a tough thing because it didn't look like it had a ton of penetration, but I thought I hit him in a good spot. We went and watched
how far was the shot?
It's about 35 yards, but he was straight uphill from me, but really steep. The camera guy was to my right, and we didn't know until we watched the footage, but he dropped to his stomach when I shot. I didn't stop him. He was walking into our wind and had to kind of shoot through a little gap, so he was mid-stride. And anyway, I thought the shot was still good, but it was a little high on him, and he hardly any blood, because where it was on his body. So he probably ran 1,200, 1,300 yards.
Golly, how'd you find him? You blood trail him?
We blood trailed him to the end of this draw, and I kept thinking he would kind of double back into some kind of thick stuff, but he ended up running straight across the middle of a 1,000-acre wheat field, and he was right on the other side of it.
Wow.
So the last place we looked, kind of a ditch effort, looked like we were all down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Man, that's great you found him.
Yeah, I was fired up.
So how much meat will you get off that? 300, 400 pounds?
Well, when I was there, we ate elk burgers, elk chili, and elk tacos for 5 days. And I didn't get tired of it. I mean, it's unreal.
It is good.
I'm as excited about getting that shipped over here as I am seeing the antlers.
For sure.
If you had one day to hunt, just one day of the year,
whitetail in Kansas.
Okay.
I enjoyed elk hunting, and I get I get it. Sure. Like it's fun. It's exciting. I like the physical part of it, like hiking in and all that, like feeling like you're really doing something. But I'm not eat up with it like I am bow hunting whitetail. Like something about going to like Kansas or Illinois. Yeah. It's like you just never know what's going to walk out.
No clue.
And I've seen it happen so many times where like I've got cell cameras out, or I'm going and pulling cards constantly, and I'm, the big deer's not showing up on camera at daylight, or he's not showing it all on this camera, and then I'll go sit there and some deer never been on the property, just comes running on, at the right time.
Why? I want to get in a little deeper on that. So, what do you feel like? Why are you so connected to it? Because me and Reid talk about the exact question I just asked you all. So there's probably not a great answer for
Well, I'll tell you this, and this could just be me a little bit too, but I don't like. So what I enjoy about hunting is I like to trick them, for lack of a better term. I like to feel like we jokingly said that about when a big buck walks out and you could have killed him. You go, yeah, like I kind of won already.
Yeah, I got you.
Like I like that feeling. And what I don't get with elk hunting is that because when you shoot an elk with a bow, he knows something is up at that moment because he's running in. He's got to stop and he's looking right at you. I don't like that.
It's kind of just like a turkey. I mean, like
I used to hunt a lot in Nebraska, and there's not a lot of big trees up there where we're at. We're almost in South Dakota, sand hills, and it's really tough to hunt them not in a blind.
Sure,
and I hated that.
Yeah,
because you can put a blind in the middle of alfalfa field up there, and they'll walk right by it.
Yeah,
but they know. So they're iffy, I mean, I can't stand that thing of eyes on me and them looking, and so I like to get in the tree and try to figure out where they're at, and that cat and mouse of what tree you put your stand in when you're bow hunting. Yeah. I mean, it's no different to me than how much more I enjoyed deer hunting when I started bow hunting, because I gun hunted when I was a kid, and I mean, I still enjoyed it, but like something about going with a bow, like there's so many decisions you make that are make or break.
I draw the comparison to like from like gun hunting and bow hunting to watching a show at the Bridgestone and watching a show at the listening room or the Bluebird or the Ryman. It's like bow hunting is so intimate, man. Like you have to be in their zone. You have to be that close to them.
Well, it makes you picky about what you shoot. I mean, states like Iowa where there's a lot more like it's more bow hunting, there's bigger deer because if you only get one tag and you have a bow, you're looking at that deer longer. You're pickier about how you hunt them. I realized it when I had a buddy that bought an island in the Mississippi River. Technically, it was in Missouri.
You got some good buddies.
I know. I know. It was about 1,200 acres, but when the water got up, it was about 900. A lot of it flooded, and there was giant deer out there. You've hunted on the river, Mississippi River. There's big deer down there in Delta.
It's a different deal.
And,
the Delta's crazy.
We're literally on an island. We had to take a boat to get there, and I'll never forget it. I was so fired up by going out there and hunting, and it was muzzleloader season. And they were giving me so much crap for taking my bow, and I'm like, well, I want to bow hunt, and this buck, 160 10-pointer, like biggest deer I ever killed in my life at this time. Walks out and he's coming right to me, and there's a couple of doe and a small buck, and anyway, the small buck sees me as I'm drawing on him. He's about 50 yards. He's walking right to me, and I'm drawing. Small buck sees me and blows. They all run off, and he'd been dead with a muzzleloader. Yeah. And I remember thinking after that how that feeling.
Absolutely, man.
I'd never had an opportunity to deer even remotely like that in my life. And I thought, God, like I was eat up with it, couldn't sleep. And I thought about it and I was like, man, how bad that made me feel didn't make up for, because it wouldn't have meant as much if I just shot him with a muzzleloader.
Sure, man.
You know what I mean? Like, so, and I was like, that's it. Like, I've not killed some big deer because I didn't take a rifle.
And you feel better about that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like, it didn't bother me that much.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought process. I would agree with that.
We talk about it all the time. Like, why do you go, right? Like, what do you really want to get from, because for a while, it was like big deer, big deer, big deer. However we can get a big deer, whether it's, like how, because it's such a thing that you want to attain that you don't care how you get it. You just want to get it. Well, once you've done that a couple times, like, what do you, and we started realizing, we thought the answer was hunting the Midwest, right? Or hunting, but really, in reality, at this point in our lives, what we're trying to get from hunting is like, we want to do it with our dad. And we don't really care where that's at, whether that's West Tennessee or my backyard, or that's right in the current state of hunting, which is also what's so beautiful about it, is because it's constantly evolving, right? Like, what do you want to get out of it? Right now, we like getting that out of it, like quality time with the people that we love a whole lot.
I've gotten that way too.
It's becoming less about the deer.
Duck hunting was that for me because I was so like, it was so hard to duck hunt in Northeast Alabama when I started doing it.
Sure.
And I was so eat up with it. Like, I remember going and there was a swamp in Ball Play, Alabama. I got permission to hunt. So I had at least, and it was worth nothing. And it was like, there was absolutely no bottom in it. Yeah, you'd walk with boots, and you have to pull your every step, and it was like 300 yards out to this little bitty hole. I took pallets I picked up from Winn-Dixie out there, got them to give me their pallets and they would just sink into nothing. And it was, I got a 3-4-wheeler stuck out there, ruined a 4-wheeler I couldn't afford at the time. Like, and I would go out there just to maybe see a duck. Wow. Like it was, and I was just so fired up about it. I'd go out there in the afternoon and watch them, and now it's like, I've got some nice places to go, and like I just want to take my pops or buddies or whatever and let them experience it. I've kind of done some of those things, and that's how it was with deer hunting. Was like, now that I've killed some big deer, and I've accomplished some of those things that were a little tougher, I don't have that like, oh, I got to be out there, I got to go kill this big deer. He's showing up, whatever. I'd like to. It's a different feeling. I think now I enjoy it because that's the best disconnect to have. Being on a tractor at home, like getting on a bulldozer. I'm not thinking about anything else. It's pretty good. Now they can still get me on the phone when I'm on the tractor, I guess. But when I'm in the woods in Kentucky and I sat all morning and I'm thinking, man, I wonder if I moved my stand over here, if I went down to this part, I'm walking around in the middle of the day, getting hot and sweaty and trying to get up a plan for that afternoon. I'm not concerned about anything else in the world. So that's the best disconnect I've found from what's a pretty crazy lifestyle of being a touring artist.
For sure. I completely agree.
Yeah, we say it all the time. It's
that's
like
the only disconnect we really get.
Fishing and hunting and being in the outdoors is the reason we ain't got to go to therapy. Like it is the decompression. It's the like we wait all year for the fall to plug our battery in and charge us up for the rest of the year coming back.
And I still do a lot of hunts. I do some hunts with Realtree and Major League Bowhunter where they come film and stuff like that. And when you're filming, if you don't get a kill, you don't get an episode out of it. So you film for a week, and so I always feel like I kind of owe it to them for taking time, sending the camera guy with me or whatever.
Absolutely.
Done a lot of Texas gun hunts and stuff, and I still enjoy it. I mean, seeing big deer,
no doubt,
running around and having an opportunity to kill a big deer is it's hard to beat that feeling anyway. But
yeah,
I've just got where now what I really enjoy is the challenge of it.
Yeah.
And it's so much harder to go with a bow and somewhere like that deer I killed in Arkansas a couple of years ago. I'm back there in the swamp, and I've told that story 1,000 times.
That was
like that deer, me putting my hands on that deer gave me a feeling that I've never had before of just like relief. Like I accomplished something that I'd been doing for 3 years.
Yeah.
Try to go do. That's how I felt about that elk.
Yeah.
Tell us that Arkansas story, man, just to abbreviate it.
Well, that deer got on camera. Like it was 3 years before I killed it. It would have been 2020.
Is it same is it like Delta deer?
This is northeast Arkansas, about 50
you don't really
miles.
Think, giant deer.
No.
Arkansas.
But Arkansas and Mississippi are both sleeper states. I mean, there's as much ag in Mississippi as there is in Illinois.
And on that Mississippi flood zone where all that ag is, bro, the Delta, dude, those deer are huge.
I'm going to show you a picture. I got a buddy that's got an absolute.
Well, so we've all seen those big deer up on a levee or whatever, so I knew those big deer down there. This deer got on camera because we had a camera set up on a gate and we're making sure somebody wasn't coming in and out of the property. And he was walking in water about this deep, giant, So I obviously went out there and started hanging stands. We'd never really hunted it. It's about 1,300 acres, but it's all duck hunting. It's prime duck hunting.
Yeah.
But it's an archery only unit in Arkansas because I assume that close to the river, when it floods, it pushes all these deer out into big ag fields and all that.
Yeah.
So if you got a gun, road hunters, whatever, I'll shoot one. So I started going out there, putting cameras, putting stands. First year, I saw a few smaller bucks, nothing real big. The next year, I never had an encounter with him, but I figured out where he was. My cameras were getting in the right spot. There was a ditch that I would go in with my climber and my bow and try to walk in at night through the woods and, early in the morning, and I couldn't cross it. It wasn't about this deep, but it had that real soft bottom. And I was wearing waders. And it would sink up to I was grabbing it was, I about died out there several times. And you couldn't get a boat to it by water because there's a lot of dry land between there. And he was basically living on this big green timber island and going through water that was, chest deep to get to it. And they were bedding on the side of these big cypress trees.
Wow.
Just the root balls of them. They were bedding out there.
And those little curves.
I busted them out because it's wide open and that kind of territory where it floods, there's no undergrowth.
Sure.
We're so used to seeing greenery about this high. And it's nothing.
Stripped.
So you go walking in there and you just see white bouncing off and it'd be 400 yards away. So I busted him several times second year, I'm sure. The next year I went back and
still getting pictures of him?
Still getting them. Always got pictures of him.
Jeez.
Not a lot of daylight stuff on feeders, but basically I was these fingers that would run out of those woods. I was trying to get him and I'm trying to catch him in between.
Sure.
So I took a buddy out there and we hunted for 7 days, one trip, nothing. And my buddy had to go back. So we leave to go back to Jacksonville, Alabama. We got to Memphis and I said, I got to drop you off.
No way.
I went and called Hertz, got him a rental car, sent him home. I went back. I hunted 3 more days.
Oh my God.
That deer busted me twice in those 3 days. I was going 2 miles out of the way on one of those electric bikes to get into the stand.
Yeah.
And he was on the edge of a cut bean field, literally a mile from where I was going to hunt him at. It would have worked out great for him to come through there. So I talked to him that morning. I had my headlamp on. I stopped and see him. He's standing right there. I'm like, are you kidding me?
This how we're doing it.
So I hunted 2 or 3 more days. Nothing. The rut was kind of going on. This is when I went to Canada with Luke in November. So I had to leave during the rut. That killed me.
Oh yeah.
I came to Nashville and I remember having a meeting and I was sitting there and I was looking at my place in Panama City at the weather. It was 85 degrees, it's perfect. I look at Arkansas and it's 70 something, raining. I'm like, I'm not going back out there. I'm gonna fly out on the beach and hang out for a couple of days. And somehow I got in my truck, drove back out to Arkansas. I got up that morning at 4 and went in the stand. I sat in the dark for an hour and a half easily. And I remember sitting there and I was looking. It wasn't the best stand I had. It wasn't where I'd seen him on camera the most, but I was just trying something different. The wind was good in that stand. It was raining. And I remember, everybody's seen those branches that look like a deer,
Sure.
Sitting there, I'm looking, and about it starts to break, it stood up. and he was 80 yards from my stand, bedded just in the middle of this wide open woods. Have no idea why he would be there. Nothing.
Come on.
He walked 45 yards
God.
by me. He wasn't going to the feeder. He was going just down the creek. Had a little pinch point there and smoked him.
That cat and mouse, years, right? 3 years.
First time I'd ever had a deer I hunted for 3 years. I've hunted a deer on my property that I thought was a good one, but kind of open to several other deer as well. This was one I was like fired up about.
Jeez.
First big deer, like real big deer I ever killed was in Tennessee on our place in West Tennessee. And it was a mid 50s 10 point, but 22 inch spread, just like giant deer. Probably went 250, 260 on the hoof. I mean, like big Tennessee deer. Same thing. We saw him in velvet, got pictures of him in velvet one year, and for 3 years made a game plan on that deer. And ended up when Dan was the only one who ever saw him in daylight, saw him during the rut the year I killed him running down this ridge and couldn't stop him because he was dogging it down so bad.
Yeah.
But it's that game plan, and it's that cat and mouse where when the season's over, you're already thinking, all right, where's this deer going to live? Where's he going to winter out? Where's he going to drop his horns? Where's he going to summer? Where's he going to come back to? We went in, put food plots close to his bedding where we knew it was. And I put like an Instagram thing on, I was like, hopefully this is the plot. I'm going to kill this deer. That deer, literally I hunted that deer for 3 years and shot him after like the last day of Thanksgiving break one year. But there is no greater feeling. To me, I'm the same way. Like if you give me one day to go do anything, I'm whitetail hunting somewhere and chasing a big deer that's probably going to get the best of me, but I'm going to go after him.
I don't get as intense about any other hunting. Like
Same.
turkeys get me fired up, but I'm not like,
Same.
you know.
I don't lose sleep over it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I would have assumed you were. I mean, if I hadn't, I know you, so I know you're into whitetail. But it seems very duckish. You know what I'm saying? It seems very
Little ducky.
ducky.
You look pretty like, again, here we go. You look like you would be a
Duck boy. That sounds way
Duck
worse.
guy.
Nickname. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, thanks,
Duck
dude.
boy, dude.
Yeah. I mean, he's already duck man.
Duck boy's like a superhero.
But you get the play on the.
No,
Yeah,
I
get
mean,
it.
I
It's
get
great.
I get the
Yeah.
play.
Golly,
Yeah.
I gotta explain everything to these kids.
Oh man, we could do this forever.
Can you believe it's been an hour and 11 minutes?
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy, man. I wanted to do this little segment just to, to really, the point is to bring attention to Riley's
My
career.
song. Thanks for hopping on to Dylan Marlowe's
Riley's
song,
career,
Stick to My
not mine,
guns.
But
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
thanks.
maybe we could go around and say
I just had to get in there before you
one
did yours.
place that we would rather be.
Right now?
Yeah, because maybe there's a song on your album called Rather Be.
There is.
That
You know who must have been a writer on that
Oh,
song?
I could never guess.
the chorus goes, when I hear you bitching me, makes me think of
It's a good thing Riley's singing it.
places that are
Sounds like a lullaby when he sings it like that.
Yeah, you sing it to your
Well, I'm
kid.
kind of stopped
Yeah.
up and it's real high.
Okay.
I didn't try to make you sing it. It's super high, dude.
I do that old power chord on 1, man. Not on 3.
F.
That'll help you.
When
See it, I It's a little easier, isn't it? Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Where would you rather be than hearing Jordan bitch at you?
That's tough because I'm having a blast right now.
That's
Dang.
good.
Yeah, you go
Uh,
first. Let me think about it.
I mean, like, are we going like? I mean, anywhere? Are we trying to pick something like? I would usually not rather be here, but if she's at me, then I would rather be.
You
here.
just where
You don't look like you would do that.
where would you?
That's what she doesn't look like she does.
Yeah, we figured hers
This
out
is the
now.
thing.
Full
man.
circle for full
What's the thing
circle.
on this.
No, she really she's great. I hit it. up.
Okay, let's go with.
Hey man, that's good. Will y'all do that? Will y'all make that a segment? What are you good at? And you just say to whoever the guest is, you don't like you'd be good at blank.
No doubt. It worked
It's
out.
kind of like
It worked
talking.
out great
It's kind of
today.
talking trash while you're also saying something nice about
Yeah, it's a
somebody.
you don't
backhanded.
say.
Because he
it's like
really
backhanded-
struggled with getting the nice part out of it. We were basically saying you're faster than you look, but he was
Yeah.
hearing it different.
I know. It's real backhanded. I like it. Those are the
Yeah,
best.
it
Those are the
was
best.
very backhanded.
Are we getting this race before I get out of here?
Very short legged.
No,
No, come on.
I'm a little under the weather, but when I'm at my
When you're peak, I'll come back.
yeah okay
Oh my
okay
god.
you will come back.
already making
right,
it.
come
I'm not gonna do the podcast again, but I'll come back and watch y'all race. This is y'all. Y'all
He's
already
funnier than you
over
look.
time now.
Funny
yeah.
guy.
Guys, funny.
Hey,
look.
Riley Green,
Duck boy.
funny guy.
Yeah, Doug
Funny
boy.
Funny guy.
I think hearing my wife me, I would rather be
Chair
Hold the
again.
chair again,
Chair.
yeah.
Chair.
Look,
Chair.
look,
yeah.
I'll prove it. It's okay.
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 I would rather be
He just had a fart again.
building
That's
a
what-
box blind in the middle of the summer
Mm.
in a short sleeve shirt with shorts on, bush hogging, or building a box blind than hearing my wife. I'll take that, and that's my most.
I mean,
hated time.
anything like, yeah.
Have you ever bush hogged in shorts?
Yeah.
It's not good. You just always get eat up and you don't even recognize that it's happening. You're just like, oh, I'll just do 2 strips. And then you're like, I need to knock that edge out around the side. And then before you know it, you got like poison oak on your entire shin.
What are you on?
50 horse Kubota.
Cabless.
Oh, you got a cab?
I don't have anything with the cab on. Well, skid steer's got a cab, but
Yeah.
oh my,
kinda
I've
cheating.
never felt good about
Little
being
cheat.
in a cab. Like my Bulldozer, they were giving me so much hell.
Oh, Singleton
Caterpillar
loves,
about me getting the open air. Like I like it, man. I like,
Singleton loves a cab.
It's
dude.
part of the.
once you get it, it's hard to go back.
Probably hard to
Ain't
go
no
back.
doubt.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt.
And he's kind of soft too.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, he's definitely a soft J.
Dude, that's his nickname. Jonathan Soft J.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like Soft J. I
He
think better than John.
he makes me feel like I have a hard J,
For sure.
like a J. You know what I mean?
Jonathan.
Yeah.
That's so great.
That's
man.
really backhanded.
That's
I don't
fun.
know what that
That's
means.
real fun.
Jonathan Singleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soft J Singleton, dude.
He feels like the type of guy that's got an air conditioned cab, man.
A Soft J. I think that's his. See, we didn't
Soft
find
J.
your necessarily. Duck Boy's going to be pretty close, but I think we found Singleton.
DB.
Hey, man, I'm not going to
For
say
sure.
any names about this, and it's not Jonathan, but this made me think about it.
Okay.
There was a guy that I know is a professional bass fisherman. He was talking about somebody else who's also a big bass fisherman, but he was kind of bad mouthing him, and he said he looks like the type of guy that reels his lure all up into his rod. That's one of the best.
That's a
things.
good
I can't.
That only bass fishermen would get.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because like nobody else even
No,
remotely
dude,
gets
if you-
that.
if you're
That's
serious
so
about it,
hurtful.
oh.
Like if I would quit fishing.
Yeah, no doubt.
If somebody said
All
that.
the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that, man.
Oh man, one time
These ones kill me.
we got hired way back in the day to film an outdoor show,
Easy here.
and there was a guy.
Yeah, I might not get called back.
No, we didn't. I mean, we were terrible at it anyway. But he
You
was
don't like you'd be terrible
he
with
was
that.
he was reeling.
Fake it till you make it. You know what I'm
He
saying?
was reeling a spinner like this,
Yeah, facing him.
like facing
Yeah.
him. And Reid
We were filming the try like a fishing thing, and he
was
couldn't
so-
catch a fish.
Reid was so tired of it. He was like, just let me see it. And he grabbed it, opened that bell, and went, and it hit a buzz bait.
It hit exactly where it needed to go.
Bow! And he handed it back to me. He's like, now really didn't like
Oh,
this with
yeah.
his left hand. And then he filmed
took the
whole
camera back
thing
from him and
down,
filmed
man. It was, I was laughing so
One of
hard.
these.
He was like, it was one of those, I can't take this anymore moments. Like,
Yeah.
That's really funny because I've always been bad about like taking a buddy, like we go fishing or something, bass fishing, and like Gerald Swindle, we went out and did something for bass, whatever. I hooked one, said, "Here, you want to reel it?" It's so much obviously a good fisherman, you know.
That's
But
good,
that's pretty
yeah.
rough. That's another backhanded, man.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
I'm gonna still looks like the kind of guy that
Yeah.
reels his
Oh,
lure all the
same.
way to
I'm
the.
Oh, y'all got to
Yeah.
listen to if you hadn't heard it. Well, you haven't because it's not out. But I got a song on the record called "Real Problems." REEL.
okay.
I have heard it. We got a little exclusive.
Oh,
It's record's out, bro.
Witty.
Record's out
Records
now.
out.
oh,
Record's out.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard it.
Real
You like
Problems
my
is great.
music. It's out.
Good,
Yeah,
man.
That's a
Love
great
it.
I'm
song.
glad you like that song, man.
Not
Yeah.
as good as Rather Be, but
Little-
it's right
little
up
Luke
there.
Bryan
It's right
feature
up
on it.
there.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure that was important. That thing you had to say. But it's the time of the show for the one that got away.
Dan's feeling himself today.
Yeah, does he always do that last part?
College jeans.
Yeah, I can tell.
That was good, man.
We've done this with you before at iHeart. The one that got away. It could be fish, deer, song, girl, because you're not married. Could be a girl. We usually say people on here don't say girl because they're married.
Hey, I'm just texting my co-writers that I'm going to be late for the record. I'm not. I don't mean this no disrespect. I'm just.
Oh, you should have texted
just
your
telling-
publisher before you got here and said we're
I
probably
did.
gonna
I
be
didn't
late.
think we
So
would go over. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't have anybody I need to text because y'all took me too long. You know what I mean?
go. Hurry up.
It's all right.
what's your one that got away? What comes to mind?
Well, the only thing that I other than like if a deer, gets killed by somebody else, you see
Yeah.
it get hit by a car or something.
Right.
But as far as like there's still room for a lot of things. But if somebody else cuts a song, I feel like that's kind of permanent. It kind of ruined it. It was a song Trent Thompson sent me. I think Scotty McCreery cut. Damn Straight.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I love that song. wanted to cut it.
That's a Trent Tomlinson song. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He sent it to me, and it's tough when you're like, hey man, because people don't send me a lot of songs. I guess because I write a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Oh, they
when
don't.
somebody does, take
So would
the
you
time to
like?
send me
would you like
would
for
you like
guys
for
to
people?
send-
Yeah,
to
send me
you
songs,
more?
man. I need some hits. But he sent me
Wait,
that
cut
one,
that out
and-
and just send it to us.
and I knew that he that it wouldn't be a single for me. And he told me, he said, Scotty, them have it on hold, whatever time it be a single, but I'd rather you have it. And I kind of tried to do it out of a, like being nice, like, well, I mean, I'd love to cut it, whatever. The label wasn't real fired up about it.
Yeah.
And it having Damn in the title, I thought
Right.
it probably wouldn't be a single for me.
Sure.
He cut it. It became a single for him, became a hit. And then lo and behold, my next single is Damn Good Day to Leave. So that didn't matter at all. So I felt bad about that one, but I just love that song. I mean, like when you hear a song like that, like I would play that song
Yeah.
like at my house.
Yeah.
Like just enjoyed it. So
Yeah, that's
that
a
was
good
one.
tune, man. Shout out
That's
to
a-
Trent Thompson.
yeah, that's a
man.
good one.
I didn't know he wrote that. That's great.
All right, we do a segment called Graveret.
And you got a song for that?
It would probably just sound like the other two.
Okay,
They
yeah.
all sound
And
the
then
same.
we don't
Oh,
hear it.
yeah. I was like,
Hey,
what's
actually-
Ray-Ray.
Yeah, actually, just y'all do all that after I leave. Y'all can go back and hit all
Figure
that.
it out,
We
yeah.
do actually have to do stuff after you leave.
Graveret tune, greatest/favorite.
Doesn't have to be
Country
the greatest song,
song.
ever written. Just
Yeah.
a song in your history
love,
that
man.
you love.
So for me and the people listening, y'all just combined it great and favorite.
There you go.
That's right.
Okay, couldn't figure out if it was that or gravy and
Yeah.
favorite, and I couldn't figure out
No gravy.
Okay.
You just made a word up with combined. I love that word.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
I
combined.
You're
combined
smarter
it.
than you look.
You
I combined
it.
it
That's your
combined with
with did.
that's what y'all did. Yeah. So what's this about? It's your favorite song.
Yeah, just
Greatest
a good
slash
song
favorite.
back in
Yeah,
the
favorite
day.
song.
Reminds you.
The Way I Am, Earl Haggard.
Mm.
I always liked that song. Some wishing I was down on some blue. But like, I like that nostalgic thing. I like wishing you're at home. But that song feels really relevant to me where I am in my life.
Huh.
Like, wish I enjoyed what makes my living. Like, obviously, I love playing country
Sure,
music and
man.
traveling the road. But there's moments when I'm like, I find myself like dreading something I've got to go do, and I got to take a step back and go like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like, it's
same thing
when
all the
you
time.
when you do so much, you're spread so thin. Like I can remember we did Red Rocks this year, and like it's Red Rocks.
Oh,
A sold
man.
out show at Red Rocks.
Legendary.
Yeah.
How could I not be anything but just ecstatic about that show? And I'm thinking like, God, I got so much radio stuff that day, or so many people coming in, so many family and friends coming in, whatever I have to do. And like I was looking at it as if it was like a job, and it was like a stressful thing.
Huh.
And it's a living in the moment kind of thing. It's hard to do when your moments are so
Yeah.
planned out.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is,
You know?
yeah, that's kind of brilliant because that's a great way to describe it. We do it all the time. We're like, can you believe we're rapping about
Yeah.
whatever we're doing, even though it's like people would pay
Well,
hundreds of thousands of dollars. To
I
do those
asked
things.
Luke about that the other day before the bootlegger thing. I was like, man, because we played some songwriting thing down there, and I was like, if you could find a way, if I could find a way to enjoy the lead up to a show, because during the show when I play the first song or play that first chord, like the show's always fun,
Yeah.
but like I feel sorry sometimes for like Jordan or somebody that's around me during the day of a show because like I'll be having a good time, then I'm like,
You feel sorry
Oh,
for me for being around you?
no, because you're a grown boy.
You should. You should.
But like there's always this looming thing that I got to do later, and it's fun, but it's work, and so like if I could figure out how to enjoy the lead up to the gig, I feel like it would be a lot better.
Mine is compartmentalizing that. I have to pretend like it ain't happening until it is time to turn it on, to get a shower, to tune your stuff up, to make the drive. Like I have to just pretend it isn't happening.
See, mine's almost the opposite. Like if I have something like a thing that I can look forward to, I can do it. But if it's a bunch of stuff, like all the things that lead up to a show in the sense of like that I have to do make the show seem stressful. Because it's like I've got to do all, and it gets me in a place of where I'm not necessarily enjoying it as much as I'm like just hoping it goes well.
Totally.
Which is a weird way to do
Totally.
like
I
you know,
get
you,
that.
like you know, and it's all the stuff oddly enough that people don't see
Yeah.
that you got to go do, you know. And my thing's like I can still remember like when I was playing Birmingham, like Iron City was a really big venue for me at the time. It was about 1,300 people, and I remember like when I booked that show and it was 3 months out, I looked forward to it. I can't remember the last time I looked forward to a show that was 3 months out. I'm trying to get through this week,
Mhm.
you know. I mean, I got 7 other like fake hunting podcasts I got to do today. And on a serious note,
I feel that.
there's
Thanks for doing our fake hunt podcast
No,
first.
this is cool. This feels real. I didn't know we didn't have a time limit. I don't know why I put a clock out there. We're just like,
we're supposed to.
Is that just a date? You have today's day? Is that
It's supposed to be a time limit, but when we enjoy our guests, which we do every one of them, we go.
I've got to assume that Merle Haggard meant what we're saying though. Wish I enjoyed what makes a living, did what I do with a willing hand, like because it is cool what we get to do.
Totally,
it's
man.
So cool.
So blessed,
it's
man.
So cool, and I'm with you though. It just goes to show you, like, regardless of what it is you do, if you do it long enough, you eventually, as humans, we're looking for something else. I've even done it deer hunting. I've even been
Shine wears off.
Man, if I could just get to Missouri, I would feel better about my life. And then I get to Missouri and I'm like sitting there literally in the stand after just saying I wish I could get there, and get in there and going, golly, there's like 100,000 things I really need to be doing at the house. And it's like I can't even find a way to, it's always something else. I'm always looking for it. And I'm working now as a grown man on being present and enjoying the present.
It's tough to do, man. A good example though is, I mean, like, it is cool that, I mean, y'all are real hunters. When we get together, this is what we talk about.
Totally.
This doesn't feel like work. We've obviously got to cut up and goof off for a little while. But if this is all I had to do today, and I knew I was doing this today, I would have looked forward to it. I think. You know what I mean? I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to look forward to it.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed it while you were doing it.
Yeah,
and,
this was
and
fun.
hang out with us.
Yeah,
Thanks
it was
for
fun,
thanks for coming on the pod.
We'll do it again on race day.
I love it.
I'm ready. I'm not ready, but I will be ready on race day.
How long do y'all need? Because you're are you gonna like train a little bit,
bro?
A couple weeks.
Okay.
I'm not training nothing, and I still
don't need to
smoke.
I just need to loosen the groin up a little bit. I don't want to pull that thing again.
Yeah.
That's
but the
cut a few
viral
more
moment,
rips in your jeans.
I didn't cut that, man. They came with it.
Okay. Riley, we appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming and hanging
Enjoyed
out. Thanks for hanging out in God's country.